Here's the question we need an answer to. What do we do with the climate protesters?
Good evening. They threatened a big turnout and thousands of protesters delivered on their promise to shut down the city.
Busy intersections across Brisbane's CBD have reopened after climate change activities blocked peak hour traffic.
Right, I've been gone for like a month, alright? I've been in the UK and everything's gone to shit in this country. Little old bloody...
How dare you!
Greta, she's caused a mighty stir and the climate change protesters have taken over this great country. Nay, they've taken over the world. Standing in the middle of roads, annoying the shit out of people, gluing themselves to roundabouts. I don't know why. Just generally carrying on like the biggest turd bags, and regardless of what they have to say about anything ever, they're annoying the fuck out of people. So let's talk about it. But before we do that, do not forget that I'm on tour at the moment. We've got a massive show coming up in Sydney. There'll be 1,600 people there. It'll be filmed. It's going to be amazing. It's a special for this year. Do not miss out on that. Fremantle, there's still tickets available. Bunbury, there's tickets available for next week. It's going to be amazing. We're heading to Melbourne. Oh, it's already sold out. Too late. We're going to Warrnambool. Adelaide, there's one show sold out. There's one more left. Oh, we're going absolutely everywhere. The Sunshine Coast, Brisbane. The first show's really sold out. The second show's got good tickets. Oh my God, it's all happening. Get tickets now. Anyway, naturally, as a person who champions free speech, I encourage protests when there is something wrong. I'm all about people speaking their mind as long as it doesn't impede others or affect others people's lives in a negative way. But now more than ever, we have protesters who have morphed into the biggest assholes the world has ever known. Case in point, the climate change protesters known as the Extinction Rebellion. These people's cause is arguably quite noble, depending on where you stand on the science, because let's face it, we're not all scientists and we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. But regardless of where you stand on that, it's the way they go about getting that information or the conversation out there into the public that has got every single person who is not them pissed off to the moon. Because obviously, I think, and you probably think, if you've got any bone or any tiny piece of marrow in that bone that is slightly intelligent, that we should be obviously moving towards renewable energy things and stuff. And I don't know what I'm fucking talking about, but we should be trying to not emit as much shit into the atmosphere that we are breathing in. Okay, we don't want that. We want the Earth, the planet, to be as viable as possible for as long as possible, for as many generations as possible. Right? But instead of pushing that message out there, everyone just thinks they're fucking assholes. Everyone just thinks these people don't have jobs, they don't have anything to do with their lives, and they're just annoying the fuck out of everyone.
This is not fair. What do we want? Climate justice! When do we want it?
It's chaos in the name of progress.
For example, this poor woman here has just had their mother pass away, and now they can't get to their mother, who is deceased's house, to clear it out.
Dad passed away 10 months ago, and Mum passed away on Sunday at home in that building. I'm supposed to be there having hospital beds picked up, mats picked up, lifting machines picked up. I heard that these kids were here yesterday, so I rescheduled it, and I've come along this morning, and they're here.
Like, could you imagine if that was your mum who had to go to your grandmother's house and clean it out, and she couldn't get through because there were dickheads, fuckwits in the middle of the road, chanting, dancing like bees. Bees don't dance, fuckhead, but carrying on like absolute wankers, and now they're not letting this poor lady through. And they're fucking just making her day unbearable, as if it wasn't unbearable enough. If that was my mum dealing with that, I would be fucking filthy. I'd be ropeable. They've even taken the leaf out of the vegan playbook and they're pretending to be dead on the ground for some reason, and they're even gluing themselves to doors. Nice one! Save the planet! Captain Planet, he's our hero. I'm probably going to get a copyright strike for singing this song. These people are arguing against having clothes made for profit. What's in your wardrobe, dickhead? Unless you're wearing potato sacks, which were probably made for profit too, you're full of shit. And then there's this complete anus who was on a plane doing it.
We're going. Extremely sorry for the inconvenience. I wish I could. Today there's a protest at this airport.
Sorry, can you do us all a favour and remove them from the plane?
Sit down and do it.
No, don't say that. Remove them from the plane.
As if waiting to take off on a plane isn't shit enough. You're probably a little bit nervous. You're probably tired. If you're like me and you're 6'8", you don't fit in the fucking seats. Yeah, Jetstar, I'm talking to you. dickheads.
We have 2 generations of human civilization left if we carry on doing what we're doing.
The last thing you want to deal with is some old dude, some ancient prick, carrying on about the fucking climate when you just want to get home or get to wherever you're going or not be sitting on the fucking tarmac, alright? Fuck you, mate. Or you could be this guy.
From boats to cars, these climate activists here in Brisbane are showing no signs of slowing down. Right next to me here is notorious protester Eric Herbert. Now, he's been banned from the Brisbane CBD. He's been arrested at least 11 times.
Imagine being a notorious protester. That gravestone when he eventually passes away of old age and probably someone fucking, I don't know, he choked on a sign or something. And it says on his gravestone, saved the planet, but was hated by fucking everybody. P.S. he had shit hair. Really shit hair.
Now, the Queensland government says it'll fast-track laws to crack down on climate protesters using what it calls dangerous devices in street blockades. Extinction Rebellion continued the climate change campaign, taking a message to Sydney train commuters and causing more disruption in Melbourne's CBD.
They think that they're their streets while they're our streets.
I'd just like to pause right here because right here you have a lady who's carrying on with the sign and Save the Planet, etc. She's also wearing a Victoria socialism jumper. Now, a lot of people are carrying on about socialism and how we should be becoming a socialist society. If you don't know what a socialist society is, I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to show you a few examples of socialist societies in the past. Shall we? You have Lenin and Stalin who ended up bringing little socialists in, and 70 million people died. Well, there's Mao from China who also decided to kill a lot of people. In fact, I've written down the statistic here. It's between 35 and 40 million people. And then there's these fucking idiots who are dancing around like they've just dropped 15 fucking pingers and they're off their head just ever so slightly. I don't know what this is achieving. Like, you're protesting, you're getting in people's way. Okay, you're putting your message out there into the world, and yet you do shit like this. This is why no one takes you seriously. This is why everyone hates you. This is why I'm making this video to say fuck you to all of you. One point is very clear here. Unlike powerful protests in the past, like Gandhi's Salt March in the 30s or the March on Washington in 1963, these will not have a lasting impact anywhere. The Extinction Rebellion will not be like the protest that brought down the Berlin Wall. This will just fade off into the distance. Ooh, I need a sweat towel. So let's get to the main point here. What exactly do these people, these protesters, want?
Our main demand is that we need to rapidly restructure our society to be able to get to carbon neutral by 2025. This will require...
Okay, well that dipshit can't string a sentence together, so I'll tell you. They want the government to tell the truth and declare that this is a climate ecological emergency, and they need to work together with other institutions to communicate the urgency for change. Sure, that sounds great, to declare a climate emergency, but what does that even mean? Oh, it's an emergency. All right, what do you want me to do now? Nothing's changed. Everyone's still waking up in the morning and having to drive to work, or having to catch the bus to work, or having to catch the train to work. They still have to put these clothes on that were made by factories. We still have to, I don't know, put tripods in front of us and talk to cameras that were made by little bits of plastic and shit that were created by fucking fossil fuels. Nothing's changed. And stop calling people who disagree with you slightly a climate denier. It's like saying racist. Alright, that's the word. That's their racist word. You just take everyone's points away from them by calling them a climate denier, and then everything they say doesn't matter anymore. It's ridiculous, okay? You can slightly disagree with these people and their attitudes, but still agree that something needs to be done. By having a goal of 0 carbon emissions by 2025 is absolutely hilarious. What, you want no cars in 5 years? Why don't you switch to nuclear? That'll fucking work. We don't want to do that. Well, I don't know, come up with some fucking ideas. Wind and solar aren't going to do it. Number one, it's not windy enough. Number two, it's not fucking sunny enough. We need another option. Unless you want your telly, when you're watching fucking Love Island, to turn off halfway through, and then you don't get to find out if Brad fucked Jenny, because the power's run out because it was a little bit cloudy that day. Do you want that? No, I don't want that. I do not fucking want that. They also want a citizens' assembly, beyond the politics, right? I think that's fair. You want to sit, but who gets on this citizens' assembly? They talk about it needs to be diverse. You need to have a bloody male who's probably very skinny, a bit of a soy boy, a female, hairy armpits, genders, all 60. Do we have 62 genders? Do they need to get out there and reinforce that they all have to have a say? Is that what we need? Fucking Extinction Rebellion. At the end of the day, we need to fix the environment. We need to somehow help it. And I think that is absolutely true, regardless of your politics, because there is no doubt that humans put shit into the air. If we put less shit into the air, it has to be good, right? Surely. Okay. But I think that the Extinction Rebellion and this whole climate emergency and the whole protests and all this business is much like the feminism movement, much like the vegan movement. It's just a replacement for religion. People aren't religious anymore, so they need something to grab a hold of, something to live for, something to be a part of. That's all it is. Here's the question we need an answer to. What do we do with the climate protesters? Well, I don't know. That's the honest truth here. I fucking don't know. But we need to be careful. They need to be careful. Because honestly, if you're standing in the middle of the road, in front of cars that are tooting and honking and people in a hurry, you don't know who you're standing in front of. You could be standing in front of a guy or a girl that's just had someone break up with them, their family members died, they're having a terrible time, they've lost their job. Who knows? They could be psychotic, they could be freely, it could be anything. And you don't know what they are going to do. You don't know how they're going to react. You could lose your life. We saw this recently in London, where a man was standing on top of the tube and people pulled him off. We don't want that. We don't want people getting hurt here. So don't fucking do it. What you should be doing is, and I know you've said that you've tried this, well you haven't, okay? If I can get 1 million subscribers on YouTube by making fun of vegans, then I'm sure you can get the message out too. Engage people, make people excited to talk about them, make it interesting, and make the information accessible to all people, rather than screaming it at them. That never works. Backing people up against a wall only makes them retaliate. So I guess I need to pass this question off to you guys. What do you think? How can we deal with protesters? How can we deal with the climate? How can we come to a happy medium here? What do we need to do? How do we bring two sides together? How do we bring the left and the right side of politics together on all this type of stuff? Let me know in the comments, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, because fucking it's very hot in here, and I enjoy making videos, and I'd rather keep doing those. Anyway, bye. Be a good motherfucker, peace in the Middle East. Me dick stinks. I nearly didn't do it. Bye.